Welcome back, Focus Learners. Today, we're taking the most critical and honestly the most nerve-wracking part of any outbound sales call, those first 30 seconds, and completely flipping it on its head. We're going to dive into a science-backed methodology that takes those opening seconds from a chaotic, anxiety-inducing hurdle and turns them into a precise, predictable formula. If you've ever felt a prospect just mentally check out before you even finished your first sentence, well, this explainer is going to completely change your game.
Okay, let's dive right in. 7 seconds. Think about how fast that goes. Literally, 1, 2, 3, you get the idea. That's the exact window you have to form a first impression the moment a prospect answers the phone. Before you've pitched a single feature and way before you've asked a discovery question, their brain has already processed your energy, your tone, and your intent. In just 7 ticks of the clock, they've essentially decided if they're going to keep talking to you or start desperately looking for an exit strategy.
And guys, the stakes here are absolutely terrifying when you look at the data. Get this, a whopping 57% of buyers decide to completely disengage right in the opening of the call. I mean, more than half of your potential pipeline is just evaporating. And it's not because your product is bad, and it's not because your pricing is off. It's simply because the opening seconds of the call failed to establish a safe, engaging environment. But hey, here's the massive upside. When you actually nail this, you are 3 times more likely to close a deal if your opener creates immediate rapport. 3 times. That means mastering these opening moments isn't just a nice-to-have communication skill, right? It's literally the single highest leverage activity you can master to multiply your closed-won revenue. Now, we aren't just making this stuff up. Our playbook today comes straight from the elite AIIA Solutions Sales Training Series. This isn't just a random collection of sales tips. It is a proven, science-backed methodology used by top producers to systematically engineer successful conversations. So, here's our roadmap for today's explainer. We're hitting the neuroscience of calling, then mapping out the 6-step power opener, diving into the pre-dial ritual, and finally, perfecting that warm greeting. Section 1. The neuroscience of calling. Why calls fail before they begin. Okay, so the real villain of our story here is something called the amygdala hijack. Look, when a phone rings out of the blue, the human brain instantly goes into threat or safety assessment mode. The amygdala, which is the brain's threat detection center, fires first. This happens way before logic or reason can even catch up. The customer's absolute first instinct is defensive. So if you hit them with a flat, rushed, or monotone scripted opening, you are actively confirming that threat. Your opening tone has to flip that biological response from defensive to open. To pull that off, we need deep strategic empathy. Even if they never say it out loud, your prospect is silently running through 3 big internal questions. First, who is this? Translation, is this person credible and professional? Your job is to drop your name and company clearly and confidently. Second, why are you calling me? Meaning, what do they want from me right now? Your job there is a brief, benefit-led purpose statement. And third, is this worth my time? Meaning, is this going to add value or just ruin my morning? Your job? Bring the energy, warmth, and a genuine icebreaker. This brings us to a quote from AIIA Sales Leadership that absolutely hits the nail on the head. Most reps open a call thinking about what they need to say. Elite reps open a call thinking about what the customer needs to hear. Wow, that single, profound mindset shift changes absolutely everything about how your voice sounds when the prospect picks up the line. Section 2, the 6-step power opener, anatomy of a perfect call. This entire sequence, it takes exactly 30 seconds. Notice the precise seconds allocated here. 5 seconds for your pre-dial ritual, 5 seconds for a warm greeting, 3 seconds for a permission ask, 10 seconds for an icebreaker bridge, 5 seconds for your purpose statement, and boom, transitioning straight into an open question. There's absolutely zero room for rambling here. Every single second has a very specific psychological job to do. Skip one, and the whole sequence falls apart. Section 3, the pre-dial ritual, winning before you even speak. It turns out your physical actions literally alter your biology before you even pick up the phone. Think of it like an elite athlete prepping for a game. First, stand up. The physiological effect? It opens your diaphragm and projects your voice. The customer hears a confident, present tone. Second, smile. Seriously, it releases serotonin and relaxes your face, creating genuine warmth. Third, breathe. One slow, deep breath lowers your cortisol and steadies your nerves, giving you a calm, unhurried delivery. And finally, set your intent. Say to yourself, I am going to help this person today. It shifts your focus to giving value. You've got to change your physiology first, because the body has to lead the mind. If you doubt that, listen to this hard-hitting truth from a national sales director with 23 years in the game. They said, "I have never heard a top producer dial from a slouched position with a blank face. Never. The body leads the mind. Posture, presence, and smiling aren't just nice suggestions, they are biological prerequisites for a successful call." Section 4. Perfecting the warm greeting. Your verbal handshake. We have got to ditch the call killers immediately. If you ask, "Is now a bad time?" you are literally inviting a no. Or if you use a flat, robotic monotone, or speak way too fast so you sound desperate, all of that just confirms the prospect's threat response. Instead, flip the script. "Hi, is this name? Great to connect." It's warm, it's a total pattern interrupt, and it demands genuine human attention. It totally breaks the expected pattern of a dreadful sales call. Let's put the whole shebang together. First, state who you are and who you represent with genuine energy. Then you execute that 3-second permission ask. Something like, "I'll be brief, got 90 seconds? And here's the secret. If they say no, I'm slammed, that is actually a massive win. They respected your direct ask enough to be honest. You respond warmly, honor their time, and arrange a callback. But if they say yes, you use a transition bridge. A simple phrase like, "That's great to hear. So the reason I'm reaching out today," smoothly connects that human moment you just created straight into your business purpose without giving them emotional whiplash. Which leaves us with a critical question to chew on before your very next dial. Ask yourself honestly, are you opening your calls thinking about what you need to say or what your customer desperately needs to hear? Master this 30-second power opener, tame that amygdala hijack, and watch those closed-won deals skyrocket. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, Focus Learners. Now get out there and make those first 7 seconds count.